to day 6. We're 6, nearly a fifth, or just over a fifth, sixth, just under a sixth of the way through our 30-day yoga challenge. So today we're just going to do the sun breath, which is beautiful sun breath. And we're going to follow that off by a few series of Surya Namaskar, which is also known as Sun Salutations. So when we're ready, we'll just start off just by settling into ourselves. So either grabbing yourselves a chair, a comfortable seat, or you can do this standing. We're just going to take a few moments, maybe close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Maybe just placing your hands on your belly. We're just going to start to think about the sensations in our body. Maybe noticing if there's any tightness anywhere, any niggles. But also we're going to look to our body and find places where there's a sense of ease. There's a nice comfortableness in the body, focusing in on those positives as well. Always a nice idea to maybe run a little scanner up the body, maybe starting with the feet. And just slowly casting that light all the way up through the legs, the thighs, the hips, the abdomen, the chest, the shoulders, the neck, the face, and the back of the head. And with the hands still on the belly, we're just going to think about our breath. Noticing the gentle rise of the hands on the belly. And if it feels comfortable, we're just going to start by doing maybe a couple of sighs just to let out all any residual tension that we may be carrying into our practice with us today. So taking a nice deep inhale in through the nose, we're going to exhale it out through the mouth as a big sigh. And again, inhaling in through the nostrils and exhaling with a big sigh. Dropping the chin towards the chest. We're going to blink the eyes open just to a point in front. And slowly we're going to bring our gaze back in the room. So now we've done a nice bit of grounding. We're going to make our way onto our mat. So join me there. So first things first, we don't need many props or any props actually for this practice. Or maybe you will. Maybe a blanket for your knees if you have any knee sensitivity. But we're going to start off in our Tadasana, which is our mountain pose, which is our home pose. So we're just going to make sure that our feet are sat comfortably underneath our hips. So imagine those nice bones travelling all the way down. We want to make sure that the heels are behind the widest parts of our feet, so make sure we're not turning the toes out or the toes in. We want to keep them beautifully in line, stacking up all our joints one on top of the other. We're going to pull that belly button in towards the spine, maybe roll the shoulders up and back, and just allow the hands to hang either side of the body, palms facing forward. We're just going to remember to relax those fingers, so give them a nice little wiggle. That's great. So coming into our mountain pose, keeping the neck nice and neutral. And just use a moment to imagine channeling the earth's energy up through the feet. And as it does, it activates all the muscles en route. Pulling up that pelvic floor, pulling in that belly button. That chest nice and open, we can take nice, full, complete breaths. Just feel the power of this pose. Feel the strength and stability in the feet, in the legs, which allows for the nice relaxation in the top half of the body. And when you're ready, we're going to go into our sun breath. So working with our breath as always, the breath comes first and the movement follows. So we inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Bring the fingertips or the palms to touch at the top. And you can keep your gaze neutral, or you can send your gaze up towards those fingers. On the exhale, we're going to hinge forward at the hips. Bring the hands down that midline of the body. Bend those through knees nice and comfortably. And you might only make it to here on your journey downwards, and that's absolutely fine. Just think about bringing that torso to sit on top of the thighs, really bend into those knees. We may want to drape that all the way over, coming into forward fold Uttanasana. So again, you can see my knees are nice and comfortably bent. I'm just resting my torso on the front of the thighs, allowing the head and the neck to drop all the way down, the hands to drop down too. With the next inhale, we're going to bring our hands onto our shins, coming into half forward fold. We're looking for that lovely straight back. Draw those shoulder blades in towards one another. Inhaling here. And then exhale, we're just going to allow the body to fold all the way back over, coming into our Uttanasana, forward fold. With the next inhale, we're going to bring the arms out wide and slowly bring the arms up to the center as we straighten the legs. Bring the fingertips or palms to touch at the top once more. Just going to spin for you, you don't need to spin. And then on the exhale, we're going to draw those hands back down the midline of the body. We're going to just pause at our heart center. And maybe just have a moment or two to reflect on how the last 5 days of yoga's gone, whether you've noticed any difference in the body, in the mind. Just by dedicating that small, maybe 15 to 20 minutes a day. Then when you're ready, we're just going to release those hands all the way back down, coming into our Tadasana. We're going to go into our Surya Prana again, our sun breath. So when you're ready, inhale to sweep the arms up and overhead, releasing those fingertips all the way up to the sky. When you're ready to exhale, that's when we start hinging forward at the hips. We're going to dive forward, bring the hands down the midline, bending those knees comfortably. Maybe bring a bit more weight into the big toe mounds, the balls of the feet. Then just allow the top of the body to hang heavy on the lower half of the body. When you're ready with your next inhale, bring the hands onto the shins, coming into a lovely straight back, coming into a half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. With your next exhale, we're going to release all the way back down. Inhale to sweep the arms around up and overhead. Bring the fingertips or palms to touch at the top, shoulders drop down away from the ears. And on your exhale, slowly bring the hands all the way down the midline of the body, pausing at that heart center before releasing all the way back down. We're going to do one more round, so working with the breath. Remember, the breath comes first and then the movement. So inhale, we sweep the arms up. Fingertips or palms to touch at the top. Urdhva upward worship pose. Exhale, we're going to hinge forward at the hips. Bring the hands all the way down. Inhale, bring the hands onto the shins, half forward fold. And exhale, releasing the hands all the way back down once more. Inhale, bring the arms around up and overhead. Fingertips to palms to touch at the top. And exhale, hands draw down the midline of the body. Pausing at our heart center. Maybe just tuning into your breath. Maybe noticing the activity of your mind. And then we're going to go into our Sun Salutations, our Surya Namaskar. So I'm going to face the side of my mat to do this. So it starts off the same as our sun breath. So dropping the hands down, just quick checking in for that Tadasana alignment, the heels behind the wide scarves up the feet. With an inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead, fingertips or palms to touch at the top, gaze up or neutral. Exhale, we dive forward, hinging at the hips, allow the top of the body to drape over the top of the thighs, bring the hands all the way to the floor, just hovering just above. Inhale, hands to shins, half forward fold. And then exhale, we're going to bring both hands down either side of the feet. We're going to step the left foot back. And then making sure we've got a firm base with our hands, engaging those abdominal muscles, we're going to step that right foot back to join it. And we're just going to lower our knees on our first round. So making sure that the wrists are underneath the shoulders, we're still pulling that belly button up, supporting our weight here. Taking in a nice inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to slowly lower the body down. So keeping those elbows as close to the ribcage as we can. Bringing ourselves onto our bellies. Uncurl the toes behind. Then on the inhale, we're going to peel the chest, the head and the neck up, coming into our baby cobra. And then exhale, release all the way back down. Inhale to tuck the toes under. And then exhale, using the strength of the arms, we're going to slowly push ourselves all the way back up. Coming into our downward facing dog. So if you have any wrist problems, you can always take puppy dog pose. So just keeping those hips over those knees, stretching those hands out in front. Or if you're in traditional downward facing dog, again, we're just looking for the ears to be aligned with the biceps, that belly button pulled nice and tight. And you can choose to pedal out the feet or keep them nice and stationary. Maybe keeping a nice bend in those knees. Just having that breath here. Then on the next inhale, we're going to walk those feet all the way up to where our hands are at the front of the mat. Coming into our forward fold once more. With your next inhale, bring the hands onto the shins, half forward fold. And then exhale to release all the way back down. Inhale, we're going to sweep the arms around up and overhead, fingertips to palms to touch to the top. On the exhale, we're going to swan dive down, so just bring the hands apart. We start hinging forward at the hips. Coming into our forward fold, hands down to the mat, hovering just above the knees, nice and comfortably bent. Then with an inhale, bring the hands onto the shins, half forward fold. And exhale, folding all the way down, bring the hands either side of the feet once more. And this time we're going to step the right foot back. And making sure again we've got a firm foundation with those hands. We're then going to step the left foot back to join it. This time you can keep those knees lifted, or you can lower those knees. Just be kind to your body and do what feels good for you today. Taking in a nice inhale here. And then on the exhale, either knees first or in one unit, slowly lower down onto the belly. Uncurling the toes. Then on your next inhale, peeling the chest, the head and the neck up, coming into our baby cobra. And exhale to release all the way back down. Inhale to tuck the toes under, and then exhale to push the hips up and back, coming once more into our downward facing dog, or the option of the puppy pose. Just remembering to breathe in whichever option you've picked. In downward dog, either bringing some motion with the pedaling of the legs, or just keeping still and focusing on the breath. With the next inhale, we're going to walk those feet once more up towards the hands. Allowing the body to hang heavy, bring the weight into these balls of the feet, stop the hips going back. Bending the knees nice and comfortably. With your next inhale, bring the hands onto the shins, half forward fold. And exhale, release all the way back down. Inhale to sweep the arms around up. And overhead, fingertips or palms to touch at the top. And exhale, we're going to finish by bringing the hands down the midline of the body. Bringing those hands to the heart center. Dropping those shoulders down, away from the ears. Take a few nice deep breaths in and out through the nostrils. We're just going to release the hands either side of the body. And we're going to finish off with our lovely soul intentions for ourselves. So placing one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. If it feels comfortable for you, closing your eyes. We set the intention to have a joyful and energetic body. Bringing the bottom hand over the heart center, we set our intention to have a loving and compassionate heart. Bringing the hands out in front, fingertips to touch, but the rest of the hands away from one another, and bringing your focus to that third eye center. We set our intention to have a reflective and alert mind. Bringing the base of the hands to touch and opening just the 3 middle fingers as we make this beautiful lotus mudra. We set our final intention to have lightness of being. Bringing the hands to close in our mudra that represents union between the left and the right and all the opposites. Thank you for joining me on day 6. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.